if you don't have sports in general, if you don't have the Bananas during all this, I mean, what are people in Savannah going to do in terms of their entertainment if they love baseball and love this team?
We're going to prove that you can actually do this.
The fans first is always going to be the case.
We're going to be the part of the first league that says we're going to play and we're going to play in front of fans.
In the scheme of things, the Bananas are still in their infancy stage. You know, we're 4 seasons in, so we still have a lot of growing up to do and a lot of figuring out to do. And so we're all excited for 2020. It's going to be our 5th season. We feel like we've really made this our home. Everybody's getting comfortable. Everybody in town knows who we are.
We were on pace to sell out the season well before the first game, which was the first time we'd ever be able to do that. We had new characters playing, new promotions. We were going to push the boundaries of what we could do this summer. We were going to throw some surprises to fans. And on February 25th, we became the first team and only team to go to an ad-free ballpark. We eliminated all of the ads from the stadium, which many people in the industry thought we were absolutely crazy. And we developed a fan wall, which we're going to give fans all the opportunity to sign the wall, to go on the field and be a part of the historic Grayson Stadium. And then 2 weeks later, everything changed.
This morning, every major sports league in the country is calling a timeout. Major League Baseball announcing a stop to spring training.
More than 77,000 new cases were reported yesterday. That beats the old one-day record by nearly 10,000.
Your worst nightmare, the perfect storm. It is truly historic. We haven't even begun to see the end of it yet.
Life for the foreseeable future wasn't going to be the same. So you knew it was going to affect a lot of things that you're used to doing in your life. I don't think it still has soaked in just how much it's affected our day-to-day life. I mean, just as simply, you know, getting out of the car, putting a mask on now.
When I think it first started impacting, I guess, Savannah, if you will, I distinctly remember it being around St. Patrick's Day or a little bit before, because I remember like the St. Patrick's Day parade being canceled and that being like, holy crap, they actually canceled the St. Patrick's Day parade.
And the NBA had to cancel its season. And then all of a sudden, March Madness cancels one of the biggest events in sports. And then all college sports is canceled. And then NHL is canceled.
Pretty much right after that, we shut down our office and sent people home, kind of honestly indefinitely. Like, it was kind of like, take your stuff, take your computers, we're gonna work from home from now on. And so, you know, we worked from home for 2 months basically.
We're coming up on 2 weeks of working from home now, and it's been difficult, I won't lie. Today, even a little more so than normal, because today was supposed to be our on sale date for single game tickets to our priority list. And, you know, that's probably the most exciting day for the sales staff and for our team, really.
The challenge is right now that the chances of the season starting on time, I would say, are probably slim to almost none at this point. And here's why. Basically, what's happened over the last 72 hours is, you know, Trump came out and said that, you know, sports really should be starting around August and September. Other sports keep pushing. And while we had this hope that we would be starting on May 28th, it is looking slim.
It is pretty nerve-wracking to think that basically the whole, you know, our product, our games, our season isn't gonna happen on time. And that's not like official, but like most likely that's what's happening. And the number of posts I see about people who have just recently been laid off because of everything that's going on, it's insane. And it sucks to see, but like I'm also super grateful that we're not in that spot and that we've got people who are looking out for us and who are taking the time to research what they can apply for to make sure that our payroll continues to be covered.
No one's buying tickets in the middle of a pandemic. It went from literally every day getting closer to selling out the whole season, hundreds and even thousands of tickets some days coming in, to zero. So when you have a full-time team and you're planning for your season and you go from a constant stream of revenue to zero, it's pretty scary. The first step for us was to tell the team that we've got your back. And as tough as this gets, we're not going to let you go. We're not going to furlough. We're not going to change your salary. Did Emily and I have any idea how we could do that? No.
We had this blind optimism of it will be okay, it will come back, we will conquer, we will still provide fun for people. But there was that part of us where it was just Jesse and I at home alone talking about this and struggling to see the good that would come out of it. There were certain days where that happened, but during those spring months, that was the worst part, was not having a finish line of saying, okay, well, I can make it another 2 months like this. We can get through this. You're trying to be a leader for people, but you don't know the answers.
It became a big challenge for us. How are we going to still brainstorm ideas? How are we going to still make things happen? Especially when we don't even know what we can do. Can we even play? And I think that was the question everyone was asking. What are we planning for right now? And so we had to get creative and think, all right, what's our mission? What do we stand for? We're fans first, entertain always. What can we do during this time to continue to entertain our fans? Because maybe we don't have a season. If we don't, it's going to be devastating to the business. But can we at least keep being there for our fans? And that was the decision we had to make, and we had to figure it out as we go. Every day, it was a new thing to try, and that's what we started doing.
I went ahead, if you want to take a peek in here, behind these curtains, and I did go ahead and put in our sweet potatoes.
Cooking requires a lot of multitasking already and talking through it.
Donovan, good job. Ryan, Hunter, Kim, Drew, Brendan coming in. Brendan, how you doing? Thanks for watching, playing along.
We all come back to work May 1st, and I think the interns came a couple weeks later.
Working from home for 5, 6, 7 weeks was obviously a challenge, but it paled in comparison to when people on our staff were positive for COVID.
Over the weekend, we found out a number of Banana staff members tested positive for COVID-19.
I don't think anyone can prepare for people on your staff getting sick, and not just one, but another one, and another one, and another one.
Some people felt bad, later on tested positive. Some people never felt anything at all, tested positive. Some people tested negative, and then a week later, they tested positive. Chaos.
And what was the most amazing thing was everyone on our team rallied together. I thought we were all, hey, we're in this together. We believe in what you guys are doing. You're doing it the right way. We're in this together.
We are so appreciative of the effort that our president, Jared Orton, put in with the help of Matt Powell, our financial director. They put in countless hours going through the application of this PPP loan. And of course, this is not just an easy form to fill out to, pick up takeout food. This is an application to receive money from the government, which of course has to be thorough.
Yeah, I think more than anything, Quinn, we want to be responsible business owners in the sense of looking at this whole situation, and we've been fortunate to eliminate all our debt, and we're in a decent spot, but obviously there's a lot of what ifs with the season, and so that's why we want to be responsible and talk to you. And we know obviously a lot of sports teams are having these conversations and understanding, what was passed this past week.
The government rolled out these PPP loans, these payroll protection loans, as an opportunity to get a little bit of money to keep your staff on board. And they rolled them out, and I remember it was 9 o'clock on a Sunday night. I'm jamming on my computer, 2 hours, doing all the paperwork, trying to figure it all out, get the bank information, get all of our payroll information, get all the stuff they need. I submit it. We wait. We don't get it. Can't figure it out.
I don't think we feared that it wouldn't come because we had just been told so many times that it would come through. When we found out that it didn't, it was I don't know how to describe it. It was a shock to us that we never saw coming. And I actually recorded myself one day talking about it because we were really trying to capture the emotions of that time. And I remember crying so hard because Jesse and I were on the path of adopting, and adoption is very expensive. And so while I totally understood it, that any money that we had saved for that was going to be put into this, it just felt like a kick while we were down of why are we not able to move forward with this beautiful thing that we had planned for our family. So I'll probably get emotional at this part just because I hope that doesn't mean that aspect of our lives slips further into the future, but everything happens for a reason, so. However, we currently have a family, and that's our team here at Fans First, and so it was a no-brainer that we were just going to shift those funds. It was just kind of a moment of pity, I think, that I had turned the camera on and said, why is this happening? And what else can I do to figure out how to make this better for everybody?
And that stress of we've got to make sure we make it. But we also don't want our people to feel like, oh my gosh, all this is crumbling underneath us. So there was that was going on. And then it comes back. And we get a call from the bank, hey, we get another chance. And so we're calling all these different banks in town, trying to get this PPP loan nailed down. And finally, on the second round, at the last possible chance, we actually got this loan secured.
Just the boost that it gave us. It's hard to say we wouldn't have survived, but at this time, I don't know how we would have without that life raft coming along and without Jared's efforts getting that accomplished.
We always had this mindset of if we have the guidelines, we'll figure out how to do it. And at some point you just got to put those things into play, and you got to double down and say, we're gonna make this thing happen. If it can only be 25 fans, we'll do 25. It could be 50, we'll do 50. If you tell us we can do 6 feet apart and figure out what our venue can hold, we'll do that. And that's kind of what we landed on as the guidelines came out. We talked to the health department, talked to the city, and I think unfortunately, a lot of teams, whether it's colleges, sports teams, or whatever, maybe they just don't have that gusto to say, we're gonna make this thing happen, we're gonna do it.
We're gonna come out and plan a way to open in a safe way. And where a lot of people kept waiting for another team to do something, we said, we're gonna be that first team. We're going to be the part of the first league that says we're going to play, and we're going to play in front of fans.
Still a lot of unknowns. I mean, we didn't know how this was going to look, how it was going to play out. We knew, the team announcing that there was going to be social distancing in the stadium and, so many different tests and the staff and everything else. We didn't know what it was going to, what kind of semblance of what we're used to seeing from the Bananas was going to be.
Sure, there's going to be skepticism because this is an unprecedented time. No one in America has been through something like this before, and at some point you do need to try and find that return to normalcy, and for a lot of people the Bananas are that normal.
All of a sudden you could see with our team excitement. We're going to do what we do best. We're going to put on a show. Is it going to be different with less people to be safe? Is it going to be different with masks and safety protocols? Yes, but we get to do what we do, and that's bring fun, bring happiness, and give something that people need right now.
It's 4:45 in the morning on Saturday, April 25th.
Wasn't able to sleep much last night. We've made it official that on Wednesday, 4 days from now, we are going to announce that we will be playing this summer on July 1st as opening day. And at this point, we'll be the first team or league of any kind to announce that we'll be playing in front of fans.
Exactly. So okay. So let's fire up some questions. Let's fire up some questions. So how many fans can go to each game?
Right. So what we've mapped out is there will be approximately 2,000 people that will be able to attend the games this season.
Yep. If you have any questions, ask us a question, man. We're preparing.
Preparing for Q&A.
The camera's ready too, and we're all on the same page. Wait, so we can't even come to any games? That's all right. Let's go. Yes. Jared, you addressed it a little bit. Let's wait. So if I heard that correctly, I can't even get tickets? This is a decision and a responsibility that we don't take lightly. And so today, we are excited to provide some answers to the questions about this season. Today, we are proud to announce that the Bananas will be back this summer, and we will be playing in front of fans.